For this lesson, we are going to be classifying triangles by their angles and their sides. Remember, every triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles, and those angles should add up to 180 degrees. All right, well, let's look at how we're going to name them by their sides. If we have an equilateral triangle, and I'm just going to draw little ones here. I see I have a triangle. Yes, my triangles aren't drawn perfectly, but I am going to put those marks there. When you have the same mark on each side, that means that they are all equal. Or it could actually be labeled with numbers. So the sides could be 6 units. For an isosceles triangle, we do know that isosceles, 2 of the sides are equal. So we could have, these both could be 7s, as long as it has the same mark. Scalene means that we have a triangle, but we can't tell whether the sides are equal or not. They look like they may be different measurements. I could, and I will even mark it with numbers for you. This is a 3, this is a 6, and this is a 7. And so all the side lengths, again, when we're talking about sides, we're talking about their length. Okay, well, let's name triangles by their angles. And I have this little angle 1 written there because as I'm writing, I'm not going to write out the word angle over and over again. I'm just going to put this little sign, but it does mean angle. So if we have an acute triangle, all of the angles, that means angles now, are less than 90 degrees. So this is I should have probably written out the word less than, so you don't confuse it with angles. When we're looking at obtuse, we will have just one angle that will be greater than 90 degrees. One angle greater than 90 degrees. When we have a right triangle, we will have one 90-degree angle. Just one. And if it's equiangular, that means that all of the angles are equal to each other, and it would look like this. And in order for it to be equiangular, we know that these are all going to actually be 60 degrees because I said all the angles of a triangle would equal 60 degrees. All right, so let's look at this first one. This first one, I can see, and I'm going to go ahead, I did not number these. I think it's going to be easier if I just very quickly number them for you. And that one kept moving around the screen. Okay, looking at this, there are no leg measurements. They kind of maybe look the same, but I can't assume that. So by the sides, I am going to call this scalene. And looking at each one of these angle measurements, they are all less than 90 degrees. So if we were naming it, we would say this is a scalene, acute, and I'm not going to write the word triangle every time, but I will for this one, triangle. All right, let's look at number 2. So for number 2, I see I have 120 degrees, a 25 and a 25. Well, there is one angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So when I'm naming this by the angles, I know that it is going to be an obtuse triangle. And I'm looking at the sides. Again, they're not labeled. I can't really tell. So this is actually a scalene obtuse triangle. And it doesn't matter the order that you put the words. All right, for number 3. Well, notice I do see that these 2 legs are marked. So looking at my sides, I'm going to start off, and I know that this is definitely an isosceles triangle. And now, as I look, I have an acute, and this one, if you were to, turn it and kind of look at it, it is a little bit greater than 90 degrees. So I'm considering this angle, it's greater than 90 degrees. It might be close, but I think it's greater. So this is an isosceles obtuse triangle. All right, number 4. We have 3 angle measurements that are marked that they're equal, and notice the 3 sides are also equal, the side lengths. So we have an equilateral and equiangular triangle. You might say that, well, look, they're all acute, but the best name for it is equiangular, okay, instead of just an acute triangle. And for the last one, well, I see the 2 legs are marked, so that takes me to my isosceles. And this is a 90-degree mark, so it is a right, naming it by its angles. So it's a isosceles right triangle. Again, just some vocabulary words that you need to remember, and I think sometimes drawing pictures really help you. If this video was helpful to you today, please add a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more Math with Marcia. See you again soon.